Patch 11.2 is just around the corner, but patch 11.2.7 is now an encrypted build. We're going to get into some of this stuff, as well as some big changes to raid loot, how it's going to work going into 11.2. So let's just jump straight into this here. 11.2.7 is now on the development build. That's right, it's an encrypted development build. What does that mean for players? Absolutely nothing. But what does it mean for Blizzard? It means they're working on it. We probably already knew this without this encrypted build going up, but it does mean Blizzard seems to be on pace with their current cadence and patch cadence and everything else happening. I'd imagine that some of this stuff has to do with, preparation for player housing. They even mentioned here in the article add-on changes and things like that. So there are things they're laying the groundwork for as we head into the next expansion of Midnight. So it looks like Blizzard's doing their work, putting in the work hours that needs to be done so we can finish out this expansion on time and jump straight into Midnight. This week, you need to do your delves, okay? If you're missing any delve reputation or filling out your delver's journey bar, whatever this is, make sure you do some delves this week. This is a bonus week for delve reputation. So we got a 25% increase to your delver's journey progress, as well as a companion experience if you haven't leveled up your bronze all the way, which is me, and undercoin, which is perfect for players who prioritize other activities throughout the season. You'll be able to get the Delvobot 7001. I talked about how great this is. It's going to take you to a random bountiful delve if you use this toy, which is great because you can use it in the next season as well. So getting this toy will be a pretty good one for the Gregs of accounting out there who only run delves. And then you got your Nightfall Sanctum campsite as well. If you forgot, the Cultist Quay, you'll be able to get this little background here if you finish out all this delve progress for your login screen. I actually forgot this was even a thing. So a little reminder here, a little PSA, get out there and get this thing done. Final War Within raid kills will offer very rare loot system. Will not offer the very rare loot system. That's right. So Blizzard's not doing the very rare loot anymore. If you remember a lot of the bosses we've had, when did this start? Maybe Dragonflight with the very rare loot drops. So some bosses just had those specific items, a little bit higher item level and a little bit harder to get. I always thought those were kind of cool, but Blizzard's getting rid of them. That's right. So they're no longer going to have very rare loot, but in fact, they're changing that to bonus loot. So there's going to be a little bit of bonus loot. These things are going to be just cosmetic, so there's not going to be any power tied to them. This bonus loot is on Demancius. One example is the cosmetic Hearthstone and the formula for enchanting weapons, Authority of the Depths. So I guess this is a... periodically inflicts shadow damage. This one's not really cosmetic. Most of them are cosmetic. This one actually is a nice little enchant here. So basically, no more of the harder to get loot. There will just be bonus loot. I don't know what your chances are of getting this thing. It'll not be as impactful as the rare loots used to be, but Blizzard decided to scrap the very rare loot drop system. I guess they didn't like it, or were getting complaints about it. Who knows? There's also going to be a token system for your tier sets, and this is how it's going to work. It's going to be a little bit different. So the Hungering Void Curio is the new Omni token that you'll be able to get off Demancius. It'll be able to give you a piece of tier set, and the tier set will be based on what, raid difficulty you killed him on. Now, one thing you're going to want to know is you cannot get a second coin until you use the coin that you got. So everyone's going to be able to roll on this thing. You get yourself the coin. You can go spend it at the Acquirer of Bantheon and use it to get your tier set. A little announcement here. Make sure you're on your main spec when you purchase your tier set. Otherwise, you'll get your off-spec tier set bonuses and stuff like that. So go ahead, get this done when it finally becomes available. Another change to Raid is Raiders will lose a 3% buff. That's right, we're not going to get up to 18% as we previously got on our Renown track for buffing out our DPS and healing. The max buff is now going to be 15%. So at Renown 15, we'll be maxed out at 15% bonus to your damage and healing. So interestingly enough, we're down 3% there. Now, does it make a difference? Well, yeah, it kind of does. When you're in a raid and you only got 2% of the boss's health left, yeah. You basically, if you had that extra 3% damage, you probably would have gotten the kill. Or maybe if the hunter just didn't fucking pull early and die 2 seconds into the fight, you would have had that extra damage that actually got you the kill. But I digress. 15% bonus, whatever, I'll take it. It's not 18, but it's 15. Whatever. It's still a soft nerf on the raid, and I still think the Renown track for raid is pretty good. Going on to missing the raid grind in patch 11.2, well, 15% buff is not the only thing changing here. When we look at the Renown track, we're also going to be getting the raid skip at Renown 5. We'll be getting the Star Savior title at Renown 14, and the mount, right? You know, we're getting the T-Rex mount at the end of this Renown track. Well, for this one, right now, for Shadows of Koresh, we'll be getting the mount, the Bone Freezer, at Renown 14. So this is not actually going to be at the end, but just before the end. The last thing we'll be getting on this Renown track is Behind Enemy Lines. We'll be seeing that one while in the Manaforge raid. Your Warband's damage and healing increased to 15%, and then we'll also gain the ability to teleport to the Manaforge raid whenever you wish. So the raid skip at Renown 5, title at 14, and the mount at 14. Those are some of the changes. As I mentioned before, the 15% as well. And then finally, a nice little tribute here. Players are calling out. You remember one of the coolest commercials Blizzard ever put out? Yeah, it was the Ozzy Osbourne one, where he claims he is in fact the Prince of Darkness, and the Lich King shows up and says there can only be one Prince of Darkness. Well, players are calling out to have an actual NPC put into the game, just like the Ozzy Osbourne one that was in the commercial. Players are also paying tribute in cool ways, doing the old Ozzy Osbourne transmog and everything else. Some cool stuff coming out. I totally agree. There should be an Ozzy PC, NPC somewhere up there in Icecrown just to pay tribute. Good songs. I played one in the intro today, and great commercials. Some of the best commercials World of Warcraft ever put out were back in these days. R.I.P. Ozzy, and that is all in terms of news.